currently wet. Zolder. Let's do a quick little mic check. Hey, hey. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, hey. Yo. Everything's looking good on my end. Again, welcome to this Wednesday race here at Zolder for the Bronze Plus round. 5.5 minutes left in free practice. As you can see, the track wet, wind barely there. Cold track, cold tires. It's about to be a cold track and some warm tires. We'll see what happens in this race for these 21 drivers currently in here. A good mix of manufacturers here for the wet track of Zolder, which its corner names I cannot pronounce. I'm gonna go ahead and share this bad boy. Oh, it's already shared. They got it. Excellent. Oh, how we doing on this fine, rainy Wednesday afternoon? See that Ferrari of the A2 Doug Boss goes a little wide on the final corner. Does improve on his time. Good enough for P2. Currently P1 in practice is Sylph GB in the 443 Lamborghini. They 134.617. The track is wet and it looks like it is going to stay wet for the remainder of this free practice session. We'll see what it brings for qualifying and the race. 15-minute qualifying session and a 30-minute race. 8 a.m. start time for qualifying in a 9 a.m. race time in game. It is almost time for these drivers to put their skills to the test here in a wet, sloppy Zolder. What's up, Junior? How's it going, baby? We are back, and we're going to try and be back and better than ever. And we'll see if that is actually the case. You see, there is Master in the 7 red, white, and blue Ferrari 296 going around the long sweeping right-hander. Take a little onboard trip with the Ferrari going through towards the first chicane. Very easy on the brakes. Trying to avoid those slippery curbs going up the hill, and now they're down the crest, sticking to that left-hand side, braking again relatively easily into the second chicane. He's going to go quite on the curbs, maximize the track as much as possible. Even though it is wet, those curbs will be slippery, but he's trying to find the quickest way around this circuit. Wipers are on. Shall be that way, or hopefully qualifying and the race, as that will make everything quite exciting for us. You see, he is up on his time by about 5.5 tenths, coming through the final 2 corners now, using those curbs on each of those corners and on the exit across the line. It's still about 5.5 tenths. Is he going to move up to P1? No, he is just under Silth still, who is again back out on track. It's 0.2 of a second, nearly 0.3 of a second behind the Lamborghini, who is not out on track. I lied. He is in the pits, waiting for qualifying to start. German Wonder in a lone Audi. So we have 22 drivers to give it their absolute best here in about 45 seconds. And again, you join us for XCL Wednesday at Zolder. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? You're gonna chat, say what's up. How's it going? How's your day been? Are you excited for this race? It's a 19 BMW Henke's going around chicane 2. A very nice looking BMW. Thron McCooney in another BMW. 3 minutes left of this wait timer for free practice. You see there's a handful of cars coming across the line to finish their practice laps, first of which will be Master. Who does improve his time, but still stays P2. Henke's will come across the line. He will move up 2 positions. Next to come across is Gary the Goat, goes him to P9. Saber comes across for P number 5. Nutpod Sand doing Nutpod things apparently, and he's going to find himself in the top 10 in free practice in the all blue BMW. And here it is. The track is green. Drivers will need to go out now. As you can see in the top middle of your screen, never mind, it has just gone away. We have a dry qualifying session, a green track. And the first to go out is none other than Silth in the 443 Lamborghini, going to get his first rounds of this dry track. We'll see what happens in the race. It is random weather, as you can see in the title. It's going to be a race that's going to be throwing things up in the air, potentially. We're going to stay trackside with the 443. Going to chicane 1, not using any of the curbs, as the Lamborghini doesn't really like those high curbs all too much. Again, down the hill on the sweeping left-hander, sticking to that left side. Oh, he does not like cones. Everybody, Silth is not a friend to cones. We're going to hop on board with Silth as he comes across the start-finish line. Find the best camera view for this. Let's go helmet cam. He's going to come across line for his first hot lap here in Zolder. Around turn number 1, trying to stick to that left-hand side, using the apex of the corner to rotate the car. Hard on the brakes, sticking to the right side, using all the track on the left. Going back to the right, you can see he's very twitchy on that steering wheel. Hard on the brakes, down to 3rd gear, trying to get a good run towards chicane number 1. That looks like a decent corner. This might be a time to beat here. Ladies and gentlemen, this will set the bar. Going it through chicane 1, a little bounce to the curb, so it looks like a good line for the Lamborghini. Going through butt. Now chicane number 2 to the right, quickly to the left, and again back to the right. He stays on the apex of each and every corner. And this is looking like a tight lap again, still twitchy on that steering wheel, but he's feeling the car. His time does say he's a 10th down, but this is his very first lap. Late on the brakes, but gets the car stopped, gets the rotation, gets a little bit on the grass, but still using every inch of track he can muster. Now, going through the final chicane for the first time. Qualifying times will start to be coming in. The first man will be the Lamborghini to set the bar. He's going to come across the line, and it's going to be a 1 minute 29.691. That is the bar to beat. That's Patro. The 97 Ferrari goes 2.2 seconds slower than Silth, but it is the early stages here qualifying. 11.5 minutes to go for drivers to put in the best times they can achieve. Ninja in the 13 BMW, 2.3 seconds back. I'm going to have to put this bad boy up on screen. I apologize. But from where I'm sitting, I cannot see those numbers. It's true. It's true. Doug Boz, currently P9, goes to P2, 9/10ths back, off of Sil's opening lap time. Driver that was closest to him in practice, Master in the 7 Ferrari, was closest, and he will move into P4, 1.2 seconds back, and it's looking more and more like Sil's time may stand, but this is just the beginning, and we're going to be here to the end. Cross line comes another Ferrari. It's going to be good enough for P6 for Sabre. Sills will come across line yet again. Is it going to be an improvement on his time? Yes, it is. A 129.4. Ladies and gentlemen, Silth is on a tear. 97 to come across. Petro again. It's going to be an improvement. It's going to be up for P2. Oh, Henkas. Henkas puts in a good lap time. A 29.2. 2/10ths quicker than Silthy Boy. I'm going to grab a chair so I can see these car numbers. Oh, how we doing in the chat? Let me know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for, or if you are competing in this race itself. I want to know. I want to know. Oh, there we go. That is much better. 84 is going to come across to set his first lap time. It's going to be good enough for P13 as it stands. Master Lal will not improve on his position. Got the 21 for his first lap time. Fushweb, P15, the 131. He finds himself down in P11. The 200 and the 443 coming across the line. 200 goes 9th. Silth goes quickest by 3/100ths of a second. 3,000ths of a second, rather. Thrawn McCooney and Henkas across the line. Henkas will not set a better lap time. What about Thrawn? He will do the same. 98 puts a good lap time in. A good little banker with 8 minutes left to go. Black ZR1 and the 98 Aston Martin, rocking the Aston Martin colors. Very nice looking car. Tenagini, the 4 Lamborghini. Come across line only 2/10ths back. He improves by 3,000ths of a second. He is inching closer to that top spot. The 117, Pork Daddy. He will not improve on his current lap time. What about the 84? It's Danny Boy, moves up quite a few positions. He finds himself in P7. Nutpod San and the Aston Martin of, I believe that's Hushed Web, will come across the line. Who's going to back out? Doesn't look like, it looks like the BMW of Nutpod will back out. He will maybe refuel his car, adjust his temperatures, and go out for another rip here in qualifying. 7 minutes left to go. Time is winding down, and it looks like there's rain incoming, but in 15 minutes time, so these drivers will have a chance to get the final dry runnings. For McCooney across the line. It's going to be an improvement up to P5, 9/10 back. He is also getting closer to the top spots. 13 of Ninja will come across. What can he do? It's going to be P11. But this man, he's looking to improve on his lap time. Is he going to start another lap? 6.5 to go. .117 improves his lap time, but will not improve his position. Is that the 14? 84. That's the 84. Henkes will start another lap time. We're going to go on board with the BMW. You guys are going to enjoy a lap of pure BMW goodness. Of the timing screen, he doesn't look like it's going to be an improvement. Is it though? It's coming down, and it's just not going to be enough this time around for Henkes, as he's going to still be in position number 3. The 37 Sabre will come across and start his next lap. The 200 behind him will set a 30.57. It's going to be enough for P12 as it stands. 86 from McCooney, driver to look out for as he goes into the pit lane. Excellent stuff. The 94 Ferrari of 94 coming across the final chicane, but he steps onto the grass and he's going to be facing the wrong direction. Whoa, as it looks like that was a close call, but from our point of view, it may not have actually been. The 117 of Cork Daddy, he's not on an improvement just yet. It may be coming across the line. No, not enough time. It's me a 30.2, some time to find for the BMW driver. As it looks like German Wonder is now in a P1. A 29.1. Doug Paz overthrows. Henkes overthrows the overall. And it's a 28.9. A very good improvement from the BMW. 2/10 clear of the next driver. What can Ninja do in response? Not an improvement on his lap time. We'll see what anyone else can do. Hushed Webb in the 21 Aston Martin coming across the line. Pretty decent improvement on his time. He's going to move up to P18, 32.9. Let's see if Silth can answer back. Look at that time gained. He is pushing to the absolute limit here. Coming to the final chicane, up 0.4 of a second. That may be good enough for provisional pole. Look at that. 0.2 gained, but he loses 0.2 and more in the final 2 corners. And it's only going to be a 0.1 of a second improvement. That's going to be P2 by just little fine margins. 0.2 of a second he still needs to find, and all those 0.2 of a second are in that final 2 corners of the lap. Master Lal trying to gain time in these final 2 corners. It looks like he will, just a little wiggle, and that's going to be a non-improvement this time by. Oh, it's been a minute since we've done some commentary. Mouse getting dry. Ninja is going to be the next to come across the line with a minute and a half to go. 130.4. Trying to find a little bit more improvements here in that BMW. Go with the 985. Ooh, cutting the grass, an expensive lawnmower. A black and green Lamborghini becomes what it originally was. He has a chance for 1 more lap time. See if he can gain as much time as he can, as he's already a 10th up on his PB. Yeah, Don's not here, man. I'm a big boy. I got this. What about the 70? What was the 70's time? A 29.4. It's going to be P5 for Gary the Goat. About 20 seconds left of quali. Henka's, he is on an improvement. It's going to be about 0.2 of a second. There's the 0.2. It's flickering. Will it be an actual 0.2 improvement? It looks like it will. It's going to be a 28.7. Is anyone going to challenge for pole position? The final laps will be coming in. Patro goes 13th. Nutpod Sand goes 12th, demoting Petro to P14. The 87 Mad Addy yet to set a lap time. Will this be a representative time? He jumps up to P19. I believe that was the 84 of It's Danny Boy coming across the line. We have 1 driver left out on track. All eyes are on McJamie B, and as he invalidates on his final push lap, and he's going to do a little bit of a spin and hit the wall just a wee bit. We'll look at your timing screens. Henka's with the fastest lap overall with a 128.740, followed by Sylph GB, a Lamborghini 443, 0.3, nearly 0.4 of a second back from pole position. Driven Wonder in the Audi 17 put in a 129.142 with 7 laps to his name. Doug Boz and Gary the Goat will round out your top 5, both with a 29.2 and a 29.4. You have Attendant Genie, Master Lal, Saber, It's Danny Boy, Quark Daddy out your top 10, and Thrum McCooney, Nutpod Sand, Craig Mitt, Patro, Ninja, McJamie B, ART Dennis, Black CR1, Matt Addy, 94, and Hushed Web. And you have Space KC, who I don't believe is actually in here.
Alright, we have some wet conditions. Remember that curbs are slippery. Watch your brakes.
And it looks like for the start of the race, it is going to be wet. So you will assume that these drivers will put on those dry compound tires to maximize on-track time and try to limit time in the pits. I would not think people would, or these drivers will put on wet tires for about 5 minutes of running, depending on how slippery it is. It's going to be quite the toss-up. We said it in practice. This race might throw some things up in the air. And look at that. We have quite the conditions in front of us. In 5 minutes' time, it's going to be a dry, there's going to be no rain. In 15 minutes' time, the rain comes back. Now the question remains, what will these drivers do? Will they stick with wets? Will they go with dries? It is all to play for here at Zolder. A 30-minute race will be ahead of us in about 50 seconds time.
30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
10 seconds left for these drivers to make those final adjustments. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go racing here in Zolder. Who are you looking out for? Who's going to take the top spot? You see there's a Porsche in the background flashing his lights, as well as it looks like that was a McLaren? Or is that an Audi? No, there's the Audi right there. It was a Ferrari. It was a Ferrari. Oh, as we have insider information, attended Genie is on wet compounds. The 444 does go on to wet. As you can see, it dries up completely for the next maybe 15 minutes. So we'll see how his tires survive. Keep an eye out on the 444. This may pay off for him, but keep in mind these drivers do need to take one mandatory stop. Currently, I think the optimal strategy would be to stay on dries for the next 15 minutes and pray that rain comes so you can get a good pit stop and also take advantage of the changing conditions. We also have oops, uh-oh. Oh no. We're good. Nope, we're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. We have reports that this man, P2, may also be on the wet compound tire. So you may hear some squeaking in the background. That's my husky puppy playing with her squeaky toy. She chooses the best times to play with her toys. I would assume the wet compound runners will be trying to keep those tires as cool as possible for the meantime. As again, you can see in the top right hand corner of your screen, it looks like decently heavy rain is coming in about 15 minutes, maybe even less, as the drivers will line up two wide, side by side, as the normal starts here in ACC will have it, and they will enter the who is that going into the pit lane? I believe that was the number 7 Ferrari. As never mind that, we're about to go green flag racing. The lights are red, but soon they will drop. And it's green flag racing in a damp Zolder. Who's on wets? Who's on dries? You're about to find out. It's a 22 car grid, and it looks like Sylph will take the advantage early on. We'll keep an eye out behind, see if there's any incidents following lap or the opening corners. And it looks like there's a little bit of contact between the Porsche and the Lamborghini, and it looks like everyone is going to behave themselves relatively for the opening few corners. And there's an Audi of German Wonder off in the distance. And there's a no! Oh, it's kicked off, and Zolder provides excitement yet again. Golly. Let's check in on those who may have been caught out. It looks like Master Wall, Doug Boz, I think Hushed Web, no, his nose looks clean. Gary the Goat looks like he got involved as well. German Wonder was affected by this as well. Another cone hater flicks a cone out into the shadow realm. And it looks like German Wonder is really struggling. Are these guys on that dry compound tire? 7 Ferrari. Well, that's not this. That's the 97 of Pedro is really banged up. It looks like Master Law also got caught up in it. Same with Doug Boz again. Front end damage. And we have one driver going into the pit lane. Two drivers in the pit lane. Saber and Henkes. Now, it's going to be interesting to see where these come out at. And Space KC will also be diving into the pit lane. We have about 5 cars into the pits, maybe to fix damage or to change tire. Henkes doesn't look like he has any damage, but looks like he's going to be changing his tire compound. Sylph is going to run away with the lead. Lap 1 is complete, and the gap is already at 3 seconds. It's a 1-2 for the Lamborghini boys. The 443 leads 444. Behind them is Krigmit in the 200 Porsche. And look at the little 5-car battles. That was a Ferrari cutting the chicane a little bit. It looks like it was Doug Boz on black ZR1, and that might be... Ooh. Might be worth looking into. Maybe. He does cut that chicane quite a bit here in the wet conditions. Now Potsan under pressure from the 7 Ferrari. He looks to the right, and he may just look to the left. Going for the switchback. Does he pull a dummy? No, he stakes behind the all-blue BMW of Potsan. Looks like he's got a little bit of run, almost taps the rear of that BMW. But here comes the Ferrari yet again. He gives him a little bit of flash, and he's going to try and wiggle, go to the right-hand side. And there's going to be no opportunity for the number 7, but here comes the 82. Oh, the 117 goes off. Cork Daddy loses the back end of the stable BMW that turned out to be not so stable. We might have a battle here for P8. Almost 3 wide going to turn number 1, but it's 2 wide. Who comes out on top? It's still Nutpot Sand who leads the way in P8. Still under pressure from the number 7. The number 7 sends it on the inside on the edge of the curbs. And also a little bit of contact between Gary the Goat and Nutpot Sand, who gets pushed off and loses 3 positions in 2 corners. Wow. Early on in this race, we have heavy heated battles, and Doug Boz is trying to make up amends, and that is in the distance. Black ZR1 off into the grass. The bumps on the chicane upset the Aston Martin, and the wet, damp conditions, depending if he was on dry tires, really did not help his situation, and he found himself being a really, really nice looking lawnmower. We'll check in with this little battle here. Jamie B just ahead of that heated battle of those 3 cars, Master Law, Doug Boz, and Gary the Goat. 3 Ferraris chasing 1 Porsche. I've seen this video before. Looks like that might be the battle to watch. But here comes ART Dennis on Thron McCooney, the 86 BMW, maybe under pressure from the 985 Lamborghini. Black and green on purple, green, and black. So it looks like Thron McCooney maybe trying to generate some heat into those tires. Or maybe just trying to break the draft from the Lamborghini. So it looks like that is what he's trying to do, but he's going to take a wide line going through the long left-hander. Will it pay off? As ART Dennis is really catching up to Thron McCooney now. He's going to try and maybe go for a move into the hairpin, and it looks like he will have the run. These tricky conditions are providing to be quite tricky, as he's going to show the nose on that right inside, but he is not going to go for the move just yet. He's going to find his opportunity. He's going to try and strike at the most opportune time. Will this be the move? Looks like he's a little too far back going to the braking zone, but it looks like he broke a little bit later. Makes the BMW go a little wide. He's going to go for a little bit of a move here. The BMW goes a little loose, and that might open up the door for the 985. He's got to run. Will he try and go for it on turn number 1? He shows the nose on the left-hand side, but he stays behind yet again. These guys are catching up to P3 Krigmit in that 200 Porsche that you just saw come across your screen. Oh boy. As you see behind us, we have Pedro under pressure from lapping cars. It's still currently a 1-2 for the Lamborghini boys. The 443 leads the 444 by 7.1 seconds is the gap to P3. 4.5 seconds is the gap from P1 to P2. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, how is this race going so far? If you're watching, who you're rooting for? Has your driver been involved in any incidents? Have you been involved in any incidents? Incidents. As Doug Boz still trying to make his way through. Still behind Master Law and McJamie B, which they have caught up. The gap was, I think, about 2.7 seconds and is now 9/10 of a second, but it looks like it's even less now as Master Law, is the Porsche, the 69, nice. Porsche goes wide and loses the rear of the car, and this might have an opportunity for Doug Boz. He shows the dummy, and he might go for a move up the inside of Master Law's. Will he make it? Oh, boys. Still side by side going into turn number 2. Who will have the better run? It looks like Doug Boss trying to get that wide line on the power early, but it looks like Master Law will still hold on to P7 at this time. Still GB with the fastest lap of the race, 5.6 seconds ahead of Ottenegini. That 1-2 for Lamborghini is looking mighty, mighty fine right now. Doug Boss really trying to get by. We'll chuck it on board with the 82. We'll go helmet cam and see where the position 8 driver will go for a move. Will he try something in the hairpin? It looks like Master Law going a little wide there. And look at this, Doug Boss has run. He's going to brake a little early. He's going to try and set the move, possibly for turn number 1. He's going to step on the grass a little bit. Sim racers don't touch grass, everybody. That's why they was a little slower. Coming through the final chicane. Here we go. He is 5/10 back. Does he brake a little bit late to try and catch up to that 7 Ferrari? It looks like he's got a little bit of a better run. What will happen in turn number 1? 20 minutes to go. Keep an eye out on the 7 and the 82. Oh, here we go. We were going to swap off of it, but we're going to stay on board with this battle. It is a close-knit fight. Oh, a little bit of a wobble from the 7. This might allow Doug Boss to get a run through the first chicane. Showing to the right. Shows to the left. He's got the run, but he decides to back out. It's a very smart move from Doug Boss. He knows he needs to find his opportunity. Here we go. He's going to go for the move in the second chicane. Oh, he showed the nose, but it's not going to do anything this time around. He knows where he needs to make those moves. It's maybe in the hairpin or turn number 1. Those are the most likely positions he can make an overtake here in these wet conditions and at Zolder in general. G920 is a good wheel. Yes, that is a decent wheel. Depends on your price range you're looking at too as well. Doug Boss lost a little bit of time there in the final chicane. We're going to swap to a battle between P15 and P16. 1.1 seconds is the gap between Hushed Web and Space KC. Space KC has made his pit stop. Hushed Web has not. 0.6 of a second now is that gap. And there you go. Hushed Web will dive into the pit lane. Yeah, that's a good start. It's a good wheel. Yeah, Trickle's right. They don't make you faster, but it does make you more consistent. I find it way harder to play on a controller rather than a wheel, and I used to play on a controller for a very long time. And then going to a wheel, it did make it easier. Yeah, it might not make you faster, but you can definitely be way more precise. You can't save the car as easily as the controller has a little bit of assistance there. But I definitely feel like if you play this game, you should definitely use a wheel. I think it just immerses you a little bit better, and it's a sim. Whoa, Doug Pause! Wow. It looks like he was going to continue on with his drive, and it looks like he may have gotten a little bit of a wobble, saved it, and decided, you know what, we're going to the pits. He might try and undercut the 7 of Master Ball. Petro on a recovery drive. And the rain. Let's take a moment and look at the weather. You can see more rain is coming in 5 minutes. I don't know if I'd call this entertainment. This is something. The drivers are giving you the entertainment. I'm just here, man. I'm just here. Doug Boss and Black 01, the 2 drivers in the pits. Also Ninja. I think he retired out of the race, if I recall correctly. Battle for P3 is Krigman, RT Dennis, and Thrawn McCooney. Oh no, as Doug Buzz gets a stop-go 30-second penalty, and that is a race ruiner. Oh no, he was on for such a good drive. That's a shame to see. You never want to see that. Unless you're, of course, the 7 Ferrari, and that's going to be excellent news. I wonder if most of these drivers that are diving into the pits are the dry tire runners. It doesn't look like there was too many of them, as this looks like it's going to pay off for Sylph and Tenagini. Halfway through, Doug Ball's in the back of Mad Addy 87. And the third and fourth Lamborghini. Third? Fourth? Just the fourth. Just the fourth. As he's under pressure from the 82, who needs to serve that stop-go 30-second penalty in 3 laps time. Master Law catching up to It's Danny Boy in the 84 Ferrari. And a good drive despite having front end damage to that number 7. There's the Space KC. Well, that's such a nice looking Ferrari. Ooh, I like that a lot. I really do. Ooh, nothing me to you, who? Whew. Excellent. Famakuni under pressure from Sabre. BMW v Ferrari. As there's Doug Boz into the pit lane to serve his penalty. Oh, that's such a killer, man. Oh, that sucks. Checking with the weather again. Looks like it dries up in about the end of the race. We'll see what these drivers intend to do with the remaining time. Remaining time. Yeah, Ninja, I'll check DMs after this race. I'll give you my thoughts. Just don't ask me to give my steward opinion because I had to do a bunch for the 24-hour race and that was a pain in my arse. Six drivers who have yet to make a pit stop. Let me know in chat, who do you think is going to stop first? Will it be Sylph? Will it be a Tenagini? Ah! It won't let me do a prediction. That's unfortunate. Ah! Dog, what are you doing? Glorp says Genie will come into the pits first. Will he try and undercut the 443 gap currently? As we're going to go on track side and get the live gap. 5.5 seconds. And they are staying relatively in the same pace. Genie, last time by, was quicker than the 443. Sylph does have the fast lap as it was quite dry in the beginning, so I think that is going to stand unless the dry track comes out a little bit sooner. Sylph will stay out on track for another lap, so will Genie. Oh. Try and check out some action. Doug Boz after serving that penalty. P16. Unfortunate for Doug, but his race is still underway as he can catch up Petro, who is 12 seconds up the road. Will he try and send a move on It's Danny Boy? I would not think so, as he's going to be in a fight with Space KC, and Doug Boz might be in a predicament here, trying not to get involved in the battle that will affect possibly P8. But he also has a race on his own to do. So we'll see if he takes his own race in mind or abides by Space KC and Danny Boy's battle. Oh, as we have a spin, that's the 21. That's Hushed Web. That will not help Doug Boz just yet, as he was behind him. And they spun right in front of the leaders. The gap from Sylph to Genie is now 6.1 seconds. And they are just trading lap times at this point in time. Will Sylph go for another lap? You might see in the background, there is Genie. He's going to be watching the 443 Lamborghini, or they might work together here. Who is going to bite first? 9.5 minutes left to go. There are still 4 drivers who have yet to pit. Sylph, Atena Genie, ART Dennis, and Krigmit. The battle will still rage on. It looks like we have less rain in about 5 minutes time, and this could throw a wrench into things yet. The race is not over, and there is contact between Krigmit and McJamie B. Wow. Trickle says, this race wetter than my ex. That sounds like a you problem. That's, I don't know what to say about that. That's just, yeah. Sorry about it. Maybe it's because you're Dick Trickles. Eric Dennis and Krigmit go into the pit lane, as now Krigman will have to fix that damage done to his car. And we still have the Lamborghini. I keep wanting to say Ferrari boys. The Lambo boys. The Step Lambros. P1 and P2 still to make their pit stops. Oh, here we go. McJamie B and Black ZR1 now. Having a little bit of a ding-dong battle. Fighting tooth and nail. And it looks like Jamie B is really struggling with that damage. As you see, he cuts the chicane a little bit due to the wet weather. The game does allow you to do it. It will not give you a penalty. But here comes Black ZR1 up the inside. Before the kink is even done, he grabs P13. What a move. And Genie dives into the pit lane first. The gap was 6 seconds. The battle for P13 may still be on. No, Black ZR1 is starting to stretch his legs and try and move up to P12 and catch Nut Pod Sand. Thrawn McCooney, ART Dennis, and Saber may just have a battle for P3. It looks like Katana Genie is out of the pits now. Just in front of McJamie B, who got a little bit of a bubble coming through turn number 2. We'll hop on board with Saber as we're going to get times from both drivers. Or all 3 drivers. 2.3 the gap to Thrawn McCooney and ART Dennis, just 0.6 of a second back. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 6.5 minutes to go. What will happen in these next remaining minutes? In 5 minutes time or less, it will be no more rain. Hi, dog. Hi, dog. Go away. Go away. You're ugly. ART Dennis now right on the back of Saber. He can smell the fumes. He can smell how scared Saber may be going through chicane number 2. Where will Dennis try and make a move? The gap is now back to 0.6 of a second. Who's got the better nerves? Who has the capability to make a move? Are they catching Thrawn McCooney? Will they catch in time? Time will tell. Sylph yet to make his pit stop. As the 84 Ferrari of Danny Boy moves out of the way for your leader. Looks like Thrawn McCooney is just pulling away a little bit. There's ART Dennis. Look how deep he was on the brakes. Keeps the car nice and stable. This Lamborghini looks really comfortable in these wet conditions. But he still loses a little bit of time. Looks like he has it looked like he had a better line, but he's only going to get a little bit of that gap down due to the slipstream. But look how good he is on the brakes. That Lamborghini just does not like those curbs. Here we go. Down into chicane 2. 0.3 of a second between himself and P4 of Saber. And it looks like he's going to try and get a move into the hairpin. He's a lot closer this time. 0.2 of a second. Will he have a run that he needs? 0.4 of a second. He went down 0.2. I don't think the move is on just yet, but there's still 4 minutes to go here in a very wet Zolder. Sylph has still not made his stop. Is he going to try and bank on the track drying up before he makes his stop? Oh, the send! The send from Dennis and there might have been just a wee bit of contact, but it looks like Dennis will get the move done. Whoa, it's still side by side! And it looks like Dennis will have the move done. Switchback not proving beneficial for Saber as he turned in that car, but look at this. It's still side by side. The switchback from Saber, will it prove off? Up the inside, Dennis goes way wide, and that's going to provide Saber with the inside line. From Makuni now 4.1 seconds above. P3 has stretched his legs, but Saber reclaims P4. There's your leader. Sylth has decided now is the time. There is Genie. Will he come out? Where will he come out? As you can see in the left side of your screen, still stationary is Sylth. He starts moving now. This may be close, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe Sylth will maintain the lead of this race, but the gap is much, much closer. 3 seconds. Let's see if Genie can reel him in about 2 minutes time. Dennis trying to get back onto Saber's rear end and try and grab that P4 again. He knows he has the pace, but look behind him. Master Law will be there if anything falls apart for either one of these drivers. 1:40 to go. The 1-2 for the Lambo, the Step Lambros looks to be on. There's a slow car in front of Sylth. 3.4 seconds still is the gap. It now showing 2.5 seconds. Attended Genie is trying to go for a push. We've got battle after battle to look for. The gap between Saber and Dennis is 1 second. 7 Ferrari is still trailing behind. Ooh, and it looks like Saber got a little bit loose there, a little bit of a power slide going through the second chicane. 9/10 of a second is the gap. But the gap for P1 is 2 seconds. Final lap of the race. We need a lap of legends from Attendant Genie to put the 443 under pressure and try and grab a P1 out from under him. 1.7 seconds is the gap. If I was a Ferrari engineer, I would say push now, push now. But these are the Step Lambros. 0.6 of a second for P4 as they're going to start their final lap now. Master Law running out of time. Gap for P1, 1.5 seconds, 1.4 seconds. Oh, he loses about 0.3 of a second there. Lieutenant Genie is running out of time, and he knows it. 1.1 seconds. We could have a major upset on the cards, but we only have about 3 corners to go. Sylth has looked in control this entire race, but now on the final lap, from pressure from his Step Lambro, Attendant Genie 1 second behind. It doesn't look like there's going to be any competition for Sylth to try and challenge for the race win. Coming across the final corner now, the 443 Lamborghini, followed by the 444, will take the win. 1.1 seconds the gap. Attendant Genie and Sylth GP, P1 and P2. Great racing between those two. Thron Makuni will come across, and he will finish in P3 in a few moments. And it looks like Saber may just hold off ART Dennis long enough. But here we go. 1 corner to go. All to play for. A little bit loose on the rear from the Ferrari. And it doesn't look like the Lambo is going to have any answer. P3, P4, and P5. Thron Makuni, Saber, and ART Dennis. Master Law will still stay 1.9 seconds back from ART Dennis. A little bit of donuts from Silch GB grabbing the win and the fastest lap of the race. He came under pressure very quickly from the 444. Cross line will come P8 of Space KC in the 30 Ferrari, and it's Danny Boy will snatch up P9 and it'll get into that top 10. Go join in some donuts, my friend. 3 cars left to finish this race, and it'll be German Wonder rounding out your top 10 in the lone Audi. Mad Eddie 87 will hold off Nutpod Sand for P11. Mad Eddie crosses the line in the 131, gives a little flash, and he will end the race in P12. We'll run over your standings really quick yet again. Silch GB maintains the lead from the pressure from a Tenagini. 1.1 seconds was the gap. Thor Makuni will find himself in P3. Sabres in P4, and ART Dennis will finish out the top 5. Master Law, Krigmit, Space KC, It's Danny Boy, and German Wonder will round out your top 10. And the rest of your field is Mad Addy 87, Nutpod Sand, Black 01, Petro, Doug Boz, who grabbed that stop and go 30-second penalty, which really threw a wrench in his race. 16's McJamie B, Hushed Webb, Cork Daddy, Gary the Goat, who did not finish this race. Henka's also didn't finish the race, and Ninja in 94. Hope you guys enjoyed that race. That turned out to be quite the special Grand Prix, a 30-minute wet race here at Zolder. Wet races always are exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed yet again. We're going to try and do some more commentary before I leave to do some wildfire assignments. I will let you guys know when I'm back in the booth. Your boy Dick Trickle will probably announce it to the world, and I'm ever grateful for that, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this Wednesday race here at Zolder. It was quite the thriller. Silch GB again, congratulations on the win. I shall be back on comms eventually. I'll see you guys then. Hope to catch you in the next one. Thank you for all that tuned in. Again, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next Grand Prix. Take care. Bye-bye.